Greetings, brothers and sisters. So, I meant to include this in my other video that I made earlier today on New Year's Day. You know, I'm not a New Year's person. I'm not a Hollywood person. And by Hollywood, I mean holiday. I don't know why I said I'm not a holiday person. I'm not like a traditional, I don't get into things that everyone else gets into, right? Like I don't know whether I was always just born in an oppositional way, but it's not like a hostile thing. It's not like I'm angry about it, just disappointed, right? In terms of, most of my American life, there was supposed to be these big days that you have, right? And then they're not big days, They end up being not big days. And you're like, hey, these aren't big days. This is supposed to be a big day, but why am I disappointed? Because it just was never really a big day for me, right? I was misled by my expectations, and holidays were a part of that, other things, Super Bowls, they just, whatever it might be, these big days. And all these holidays and big events, the Super Bowl, are always ways of measuring time, right? Your birthday is a way of measuring time. And then, of course, New Year's. And New Year's is an arbitrary day. It's been celebrated at different times historically and globally across, the world and time periods. The beginning of a new year, and I always kind of question why it was in the, middle of winter. Right? Because to me, it would be spring. And of course, spring is different everywhere in the world, in different places in the world. But spring is like, for me, kind of the beginning of the new year, right? Spring is the first, the youth. Spring is about youth and regeneration and being reborn. And then summer is about childhood. And fall is about, adulthood, young adulthood. And winter, like when people think about winter, it's when they're in their old age, right? Betty White just died, by the way. If you haven't heard yet, Betty White is dead. And so, not that I had anything against Betty White. I'm just shocked at how much coverage it's getting. She was, 100 or 99, just about to turn 100. Anyways, Betty White's dead. And so, New Year's Eve was always a weird thing for me. I don't remember one New Year's Eve that ever stood out. Like there was the New Year's Eves of my childhood and whatever that was. And I never really got into the ball dropping. And I'm not I don't really like New York City. I did when I was a kid. But as I got older, I was like, oh, New York City's like a very difficult place to be, right? If you've ever been there. And the more time I spent there, the more time I was like, oh, wow. It's so stressful to live in New York or just be in New York for a little bit. I didn't live there, but, I used to drive there a lot from Connecticut. And, there's all this stuff to do in New York, but just driving around, getting around, it's, it's very stressful. But anyways, as I got older and I went to bars, it was always amateur night. And, I don't remember one New Year's Eve being specifically good or whatever. But then as I got older, I just didn't care. And like like my relationship with celebrity culture, I was never interested in it or wasn't into it. Like maybe like brief times I'd be like in a doctor's office. I'd pick up a People magazine. I'd be like, oh, well, look at this. There'd be some headline. I start reading. I'm like, oh my God, this is so superficial and sucky. But once I started being a truther and could mock those things, then I became more interested in them. And, I watched a little bit of the stuff last night, little bits and pieces of Anderson Cooper, and I want to get into that. There's some funny stuff that happens because they always get drunk on CNN. So I watched a little bit of Don Lemons before going to bed, and we watched a little bit of Anderson Cooper. I looked at the Pete Davidson and Miley Cyrus thing, and it was just so ick. You got to be pretty bad when Anderson Cooper is more appealing, and then whatever's become of Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve. But I want to go through the CNN stuff because it just shows how weird they are, right? So I'm going to start with the memes first. There are so many memes I couldn't grab them all. It was just meme central. I should have done my meme video that I did yesterday today to add some of these great ones. And then I want to get into Anderson Cooper's vampirish, ghoulish, fake laugh that we saw from last year with Snoop Dogg, but he did it all night with Katy Perry and Jack Hay and some dude dressed up like the Statue of Liberty and just in general, just fake and weird and self-conscious. And then I'm going to go through some of the highlights of it. So a little bit of Don Lemon sprinkled in there. And just showing you what a complete joke CNN is. I mean, it's great that they do this for us. It's wonderful. So let's start off with the memes first here.
Freaking out.
How dare you?
It's
How
all right.
dare
Settle
you?
down.
Are you guys hammered?
Oh my God.
Are you guys hammered? And I think she humped me the day after Madonna has humped you on a stage. It's Good Night, Timothy, starring in Dune. Good night, 2021 Moon. I love Dune. Can I just take a piece of you? Can I just like...
Oh, please, yes, yes. all in the family. Yes.
Right, all in the family.
Yeah, oh, there.
All right. Are we wrapping out now?
So CNN's New Year's Eve's coverage is weird. It's all gotten weird across the board. People are stranger, definitely dumber. I mean, this is a way to bring in the year of the dummy is to have Katy Perry and just all of it. They're just drunk and just sloppy. But let's start off here with Anderson Cooper. He has this very bizarre fake laugh that he exhibits particularly on New Year's Eve. Now, either he's not really drunk, because when you get drunk, you lose a sense of self-consciousness, right? The first thing that is impaired in your brain is the part of the brain that gives you the ability to perceive yourself as others perceive you. And that's why you end up being just all sloppy and saying inappropriate things and whatever it is. But Anderson Cooper's saying he's drunk, pretending he's drunk, but he laughs in a very uncomfortable way, especially when he's with certain celebrities that he doesn't feel comfortable around. We saw it last year with Snoop Dogg. Let's review that. And then it's much worse this year.
This is the new CNN.
I would have to say, if secondhand smoke counts, yes.
Okay.
You wouldn't believe me if I told you what that answer is going to be. Yes.
I knew it. Where am I? Right. Okay. Where am I? Okay.
It's hell, Anderson, and get used to it.
And I almost got thrown out.
Yes, you did. Okay.
That's on my hit
Have you
list. You just
gotten
put that on
high?
my hit list, Andy.
Have you got...
Said Boulevard, I have.
Snoop.
That would be a no. That would be a no.
Wait. Anderson, stop.
Oh,
Your giggle,
Regina,
I can't take it.
So this year, it's even worse, like I said. I'm going to go through some of the clips, and you're going to see some of these clips in context of what he's laughing at. I'm just going to show you the weird laugh as much as I can here. But the context of what he's laughing at is not funny. Like, there's nothing funny, and he just laughs like this, and it's like he's drunk, but he's self-conscious, and he's, completely controlled, and everything's fake, right? Inauthentic. Just a bizarre, robotic, ghoulish person, and really, really weird.
Listen, Andy, you want to see the show, but you don't want to live in my brain.
I do want to live in your brain. Yes.
I love that.
True. It's so true.
A little bit down Julio.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
Mary.
Yeah, Mary.
Hey,
Jackie. Oh my God. We love you.
What you drinking, Jack?
Yeah,
well, I'm
Jackie.
taking
What you
champagne
doing?
right the camera, but you know I got my vodka
Rainer
right
just
here.
said.
You know I got, wait, here's my
It's got champagne and vodka.
But
Yeah.
this looks better. Then this,
Oh
this
my
is classy.
Oh my God. I'm done. I love this
couple
woman.
more.
Oh my God.
These reunion shows are all the rage.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm-
Yeah,
Right now, my jaws are like hurting right here.
She corrected me. Remember, we said we couldn't drink on TV. Remember that? We can't drink on TV.
Yes, we can.
Okay,
Jackie,
so right now,
I love you.
I'm on sensory
Jackie, I
overload.
love
I've got
you on
things
Days
coming
of Our
in from
Lives.
everywhere.
Hey, Anderson, your skin looks great.
Martini.
Can we play a quick game of Never Have I Ever? Can we play? We're gonna play a quick game of Never Have I Ever. Drink if you've done it, okay? Jackie, I know that maybe not. Well, we know what she's been doing, but what a mystery!
I tell you, this is. I mean, I think I'm looking quite fetching tonight.
So that's just freaking painful. I've watched that 3 times. Let's go through some of the highlights. I've watched those twice already. This is I only do this once a year because it's life sucking. The first time's okay, but then as you move through it, I mean, it's just so bad and repulsive and weird and inhuman, right? There's not human reaction. Like, that's not a way a human responds. And we go through these things, and you see what the dialogue is, and it's just so not funny. These are not funny people. Katy Perry's not a funny person, right? We'll see that in a second. Let's go through it here.
Back to New Orleans.
Let's head back to New Orleans. The party was already well underway when we were there last. Back with us, Don Lemon, Alison Camerata.
So they replaced Brooke Baldwin with Alison Camerata, but there's one consistent thing that we can expect from New Year's Eve, and that's Don Lemon is going to get drunk, and he's a sloppy drunk, and he embarrasses himself, but it's okay. He just tells the news.
Are you guys hammered? Oh my God, Don is feeling.
Are you guys hammered?
I don't know.
We're like, what are you talking about? Okay, Anderson, I'm gonna get in trouble. I have a better name for your CNN Plus show.
Yes, Don, let it fly, because the best ideas come from when you're absolutely shit-faced. The drunker you are, the better ideas that you have until you wake up the next morning, and it's on video.
Okay, what is it?
It won't be the first time you've called me daddy.
Wow. No, call me Zaddy.
So this part's wonderful. So Andy Cohen just said, no, call him Zaddy, right? And he's going to say it a couple times, and then Don Lemon's going to say it like it's his idea. And I don't know what Zaddy means. I could look it up, but I spent an hour editing. This is a heavy-duty editing project here, pulling all that. But anyway, it's not important. But Andy Cohen gets bummed that Don Lemon steals his idea.
Call me Zaddy.
Call me daddy. It won't be the first time you've heard that or said that.
Zaddy.
Like, here's Daddy.
Here's daddy. Or no, I got it better.
Zaddy.
Call me Zaddy.
Zaddy.
Zaddy. Anderson, I think you need to talk to the
Is
boss.
this thing on?
That was great. That was absolutely wonderful. It's wonderful on a couple levels. First, like, Don Lemons is not a good listener when he's sober. He's clueless and he's full of himself. But they all have earpieces. So whatever they're saying is going directly into the ears of, the other people there. And so Don Lemon must hear voices or something regularly. And he was like, wait, I'm getting something right now. My voices are talking to me. They're saying, call him Zaddy. He's just so sloppy drunk. And Andy Cohen's like, hey, I came up with Zaddy. Yeah, you came up with it. Don Lemon's trying to steal your bit. I don't like it. He's a bit stealer.
No, I got it better.
Zaddy.
Call me Zaddy.
Zaddy.
Zaddy. Anderson, I think you need to talk to the
Is
boss.
this thing on?
Let me tell you something. It's time for us to dance before Don gets us married.
Okay, listen. We want you guys to do it with us.
Okay.
All right? So it is.
Okay, there goes Don Lemons. Look at him go. Look at Donnie go. Look at him go. There's Alison Camerota doing her mom dance.
Of poo as you sing California Girls, how much weed did you smoke before you came up with that?
Listen, Andy, you want to see the show, but you don't want to live in my brain.
But to be fair, Katie, there is plenty of square footage available. Kablowie!
I do want to live in your brain. Yeah.
I was dragged on stage by Madonna at the Barclays Center. Well, I willingly went, and I embarrassed myself tremendously. And I think she humped me.
Wait, what? You think she did what? What do you think she did?
And I think she humped me. And do you know what it's like to walk into a newsroom the day after Madonna has humped you on a stage?
Well, I bet Dan Rather does.
It's a difficult thing to come back from. And I did a terrible job dancing.
Everything lives on the internet forever.
It does, and I so wanted this moment. I love Madonna as I love you, and I so wanted to be that person who gets on the stage and like breaks a move and does incredibly well, and I didn't. I just embarrassed myself, and I'm ashamed.
I don't think you need to be ashamed. I'm sure it's not that bad. I bet you did break a move and bust a move. Let's go find it. I'm sure it's on the internet somewhere. I'm sure it's fine. Not embarrassing at all. Let's go check it out. Okay, so he's coming out. Madonna's grabbing him on the stage, and he's dancing. He's doing all right, right? He's holding his own there. It's nothing to be ashamed of. You're doing all right, buddy. I think you're overreacting. Okay, more dancing. You got that weird thing behind your back, and she's twirling you around. Okay, going a little slow. I think it's nothing to be ashamed of. Come on, buddy. It's all right. No humping going on here. Perfectly fine. I think you're just a little bit paranoid. You're showing up and being like one of her pals. It's going fine. Nothing to be ashamed of. Come on, bro. You're being too hard on yourself. Looks like they're going into a group hug. What's happening here? Uh-oh. This is taking a dark turn. Her backup dancers have turned Anderson around, bend him over, and now he's presenting for Madonna. Oh, phew, it's not so bad again. She's just giving you a light spanking there, Anderson. She didn't hump you. It's okay, bro. You just didn't watch the video. It's fine. You didn't know what she was doing. She's giving you a little spanking. It's fine. Oh, it's still okay. She's just giving you a little bit of a kick in there. It's fine. She's, it's just initiation. You're just making it into one of her gang over there. Madonna's gang. Madam Expiration Dates gang. It's fine. You're just... It's okay. It's a little bit humiliating, but not what you're nothing to be ashamed of. Okay, it's done with the punishment. Look, she's done kicking. Oh snap, bro. She did hump you. She humped you at the Barclays Center. This is humiliating. Yeah, I guess it would be tough to go back to CNN. Well, I don't know. It's CNN the next day after getting humped by Madonna. She humped the crap out of you, bro. Oh, dude, then they just march you off stage. That's harsh. I think you could Me Too Madonna on that one. Holy crap. That was humiliating. Why aren't you retired, bro? How does a dude recover from something like that? You got to Me Too Madonna. She's got like $860 million. You can definitely get some of your Vanderbilt money back.
By your girlfriend, you still know the song and you still go buck wild. You just let it all go loose.
It's so
love
true.
that.
Eight to 80. When Firework plays, it's like, I don't care. I'm going to give it up.
I love that.
True. It's so true.
So can we infer by the fact that you said I love that twice with your arms crossed in a defensive position with a weird cackle of a uncomfortable, socially awkward ghoul that you actually love it, or you're, just having trouble interacting with Katy Perry? Like, which is it? Let's bring Madonna back.
What song is your husband Orlando
I so want to see your
Bloom's
show.
favorite? We'll go.
I would love that.
Okay, so we got to review the I Would Love That compilation. He said that 3 times within a 1-minute period.
So
I love
true.
that. I love that. I would love that.
Yeah, as it turns out, Anderson, you got a lot to be ashamed of and embarrassed of, right? The shame of it all, Katy Perry's just one of the most unlikable people. And, that's whatever it is. But then he moves on to this.
A little bit down Julio.
There you go.
Hey, Mary.
Yeah, Mary.
Hey, Jackie.
It's Jack Hay and Regina King. And whatever they happen to say, Anderson finds hilarious, even if it's not a joke. There are no jokes here, and as you go through it, there's like no context for him laughing like he is, and it's a fake laugh to boot. Like it's something that's really uncomfortable. It's not like he's just naturally laughing, right? He naturally finds things funny that he feels, you feel laughter inside of you, right? When you're really laughing, you feel it in your belly, you feel it's an emotion. And like you can make the sound, but it's not genuine because you don't find it funny. If you find something funny, it's easy to laugh at it. But if you're socially awkward and you're supposed to be drunk and it's supposed to be New Year's and you don't know what to do, then you do what Anderson Cooper does. If you're some robotic ghoul.
Jackie! Oh my God. We love you so much, Jackie.
I'm done.
That's my baby.
Oh my God. I love this woman. What you drinking, Jack? What you drinking, Jack?
So what about what you drinking, Jack, makes you laugh, Terry Anderson? Like, why is that a joke? These things are hard to watch. Like, I got no, joy. Like, I'm not laughing with them. I can mock them and make fun of them. But it's, people are at home, they're sober, and they got these, drunk celebrities and, semi-news people like journalists. Anderson Cooper's supposed to be a journalist, right? The same thing with Don Lemons when you see that coming. I'll talk about that later. And they get drunk every year, and it's not a good look, They just, it's embarrassing.
Yeah,
well,
Jackie,
I'm
what
taking
you
champagne
doing?
for the camera, but you know I got my vodka
Rainer
right
just
here.
said.
You know I got, here's my vodka.
It's got champagne and vodka.
But
Yeah.
this looks better. This is classy.
Oh my God.
Somebody brushed up against their mic, and then they said champagne or vodka, and a bunch of other stuff that's none of which was intelligible, and it wasn't funny. But to Anderson Cooper, he's laughing until he coughs.
I'm done. I love this
Oh
woman.
my God.
These reunion shows are all the rage.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm thinking there needs to be a 227 reunion.
Right now,
I'm not familiar with the show 227, but he said there needs to be a 227 reunion. I assume both of these women were on that show. And none of them are laughing, none of the three other people. But somehow for Anderson Cooper, that's a knee slapper, right?
jaws are like hurting right here.
Remember, we said we couldn't drink on TV. Remember that? We can't drink on TV.
Yes, we can.
Okay,
Jackie,
so right now,
I love you.
I'm on sensory
Jackie, I
overload.
love
I've got
you
things
on Days
coming
of Our
in from
Lives.
everywhere.
I'm done.
Jackie, you're very good on Days of Our Lives. I'm so excited that you're back playing real estate mogul Paulina Price.
Oh, so her career's on the uptick. It's on the upswing. She plays a realtor on Days of Our Lives. She's gone from primetime sitcoms to a realtor. I was wondering why they were having a Jack Hay on this show because, it's not 1992, but now I know she's got a blossoming career playing a realtor on a daytime soap opera.
You're really great.
Congratulations on your footprints and stuff, Regina.
Jackie.
I'll call you
I
later.
love you, Jackie. You are great in everything. Jackie could just, freaking read.
Kiss Ian for me. Hey, Anderson, your skin looks great.
Martini.
Can we play a quick game of Never Have I Ever? Can we play? We're gonna play a quick game of Never Have I Ever.
See, Anderson Cooper laughs like one of these people who doesn't know what's funny or not, but he sees other people cracking up. And, they do this fake laugh and they go overboard and then they look up. Like they look to make sure everyone's like not judging them and stuff. Don Lemon does this when he's sober. It's just something when someone's so uncomfortable and self-conscious, and everyone on CNN is so fake. And they come out and get drunk and they get weird. Like they're not like people. They don't have like personalities or depth of character. They just, they go from just shilling on the news and playing these remedial roles. They're not quality, they're not good enough actors to go out and get a job as an actor somewhere in a show, but they can, do it well enough on the news, and it's so fake, and, it's for people who don't have critical thinking skills, like it's for double-digit IQ people and people who grew up on the news, but it's so fake, and then they get drunk.
Drink if you've ever done this thing, okay?
Okay.
Drink if you've ever done this thing.
Okay.
Never have I ever lusted after someone on Bridgerton. Drink if you've done it. Okay.
So I'm taken by that death rattle cackle you're doing, Anderson, that the answer is yes. They were going to put you down for a yes. Like, why is that funny? Like, why would he be laughing at that?
I gotta go through everybody on Bridgerton. Give me a second.
Never have I ever had to explain WAP to Marla Gibbs. Jackie, I know that you have had to do this. Yes. Never have I ever got
okay,
on live
Anderson,
TV.
wait. Anderson, stop.
Oh.
Your giggle,
Regina,
I can't take it.
I can't either.
Take the
I
giggle.
don't know what's going on.
Well, I do. You're faking like you're drunk. You have social awkwardness. You were raised by Gloria Vanderbilt in some kind of elitist Illuminati family, and now you're on the news and you're in this social situation and you have to do something, so you're producing this god-awful fake laugh. I think that pretty much sums it up.
I don't know what's going on.
It's
He's
the
been
most
making me drink this stuff all
joyful
night
thing.
long.
Listen.
I haven't laughed all year. It's so nice to laugh with you guys and have fun and be together.
Because 2021 was so bad, you didn't laugh all year? Come on. It's been hilarious. Get with the apocalaughs. Plus, you guys promised a much better year, a much better America after we got rid of Trump's. And now it's even worse than the year before. And you haven't laughed, but you've been saving it up for Jack A. And Katy Perry.
You two are a duo for the ages. Regina King lived her best life this year. Jackie, I love you always.
You guys are
Follow
great.
you on Twitter. I see you on Days of Our Lives.
You people.
Cheers. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Regina and Jackie. Thank you so much. I made my
Yes,
night.
Betty
Thank
Coming
you.
up, Katy Perry's performing her new single
Yes, to Betty White
from
also.
her
Yes.
Las Vegas residency.
Yes. Good night, Timothy. Starring in Dune. Good night, 2021 Moon. I love Dune.
Good night. Season 2 of COVID is finally done. And good night to 2021.
Amen.
Yearning to breathe free, I lift my lamp beside your golden door.
Hold on.
I'm not sure who this guy Richard Quest is, but he was there last year because I saw him because I did this last year as well. This year is worse. And he's dressed up like the Statue of Liberty, dressed up like some historical figure last year. And it's too much for Anderson Cooper. He can't take it. Richard Quest is dressed up like Lady Liberty.
Richard Quest. Ted Turner founded CNN in the 80s.
I tell you.
I have to believe you're the first CNN correspondent to ever do drag.
Oh no!
Oh, no, that's
I'm
not
only the
true.
first one to do
really?
it publicly.
Well, we know what she's been doing, but
Oh my God, Richard!
Wow,
I mean, you
Richard.
are a
Hey,
vision.
listen, I have to say, I think the atmosphere in the square is so much better than last year.
I agree.
Even with
Well, yeah, there was
everything
no one here.
going on.
Richard, did you know that in 4th grade,
Of course he does. We all do. We all have an extensive history of your fourth grade, Anderson. You're that important. We all. Did you know that in fourth grade? Yeah, we all know. Who doesn't know about your fourth grade? We know everything. We know third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, everything that you went through.
There was a school production in my school of the mayoral race in New York that Ed Koch was running in.
Wait, are you telling us you had a part in a play when you were in fourth grade? Well, thanks, Anderson. Maybe you are drunk.
He was allegedly dating a woman named Bette Meyerson,
Right.
former Miss America. In the school production, I played Bess Meyerson, but it was a co-ed school, and I think back now, like, why was I playing Bess Meyerson?
Why? What a mystery! I tell you, this is. I mean, I think I'm looking quite fetching tonight.
We
Smoke
started our
coming
fog
from
machine.
Ryan Seacrest's group of losers that are performing behind us. I mean, with all due, if you've been watching ABC tonight, you've seen nothing. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Look at those losers over there at ABC. Look at all we've seen tonight. Anderson Cooper going down memory lane, the time Madonna humped him, Katy Perry being as annoying as a person could be, Anderson Cooper cackling like some kind of self-conscious ghoul. We would have missed all this stuff. Some dude at CNN wearing the Statue of Liberty outfit, and Jack Kay came back. I mean, like, we would have missed all of that if we were over at ABC.
Joni, how are things going?
Yeah. CNN, paper, nice. Hey guys, are you talking to me?
No, Donnie, we're talking to the other leprechaun.
Joni, yeah, you're on the
we're
air.
talking to you.
We're live.
Hey guys,
It's
we
Anderson
are having
Andy.
such a good time. We weren't even listening to you guys. We're having such a good time here in the West.
That's the most truthful thing a CNN reporter has ever said. We were having a great time because we weren't even listening to you. Yeah, we turned you off, and then we started having some fun.
Let me tell you something.
Oh, please. Tell us something, Andy.
Watching Mayor de Blasio.
So you can see that this guy's really drunk because now he goes on some drunken rants. First against de Blasio and then against Mark Zuckerberg. And Anderson Cooper still seems pretty sober. So I don't, either he's immune to alcohol.
Don't go on a rant.
Do his
Don't go on a rant.
victory lap dance. After 4 years of the
This is how you
crappiest
want to start the
term
new year.
as the mayor of New York, the
That's how
only
you wanna
thing
start the new
that
year?
Democrats and Republicans can
That's
agree
how-
on
I mean, this
is
is
what
how-
a horrible mayor
This is
he
how
has
he-
been.
Wow.
So, sayonara, sucker.
Sayonara, sucker. You got it, Andy. You did it.
Wow.
2022.
I mean-
it's a new year. Because guess what? I have a feeling
Speaking of
I'm
which-
going to be standing right here next year. And you know who I'm not going to be looking at? Dancing as the city comes apart.
Yeah, now it's unraveling. Andy Cohen's the glue of the show. He starts to unravel. All you got is a socially awkward ghoul at Anderson Cooper.
I never felt attracted to Lady Liberty until today.
Would you like to play with my love?
Yeah.
I come bearing gifts for you all. Okay.
By the way, my New Year's resolution is to spend less time on Instagram.
You mean Insta-ghoul, right?
Yes.
You create too much content.
No, I will create content, but I want to spend less time on the app.
I agree with that.
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg.
I never feel
Don't
good.
mess
I never
with
feel
my
good.
mind,
I never
Mark
feel
Zuckerberg.
good. I never feel
I know
good
what
with
you're
it.
doing.
I don't know. It's not his.
Yes, I know what you're doing.
Yeah, but do you know what you're doing? This should end a career back, I mean, this never would have happened. They weren't allowed to drink on air, but now it's just become a morally degraded news media.
Listen, I have 10 more minutes of this platform, and I'm going to keep going.
No.
Mark Zuckerberg,
he's really, he's
you are
breaking out.
messing with all of us?
You are breaking out.
How
You are
dare
breaking out.
you?
It's
How
all right.
dare
Settle
you?
down.
Exactly. How dare you?
Okay, joining
Settle
us
down.
now, it's the ghost
Oh,
of
great.
Anderson's great-great-great-great-grandfather, Cornelius Vanderbilt.
I've already seen this bit, and it's, it's the way to wrap up this disastrous show. The richest man in the world at the time, Anderson Cooper's great-grandfather, Cornelius Vanderbilt, played by an actor.
And we're going to play a game, Anderson.
By the way, this started on Andy's show, Watch
Yes,
What Happens Live.
yes,
The
it
Ghost
did.
of Cornelius Vanderbilt,
Yes.
my great-great-great-great-grandfather.
Yes, and we're going to play a game called...
I gotta say, great-great-great-great-grandfather, up close.
Yes, it's scary. I know.
The syphilis
Yes.
really
Well, he
seems to have
died of
taken a toll.
syphilis.
So the one thing you're historically accurate about is his syphilis. We got to make sure he's got a syphilis face. With all the other bullshit you guys pitch on this network, you could have left off the syphilis face.
He did. He
Yeah,
died
is it
of
painful?
syphilis.
Listen, the years have not done me well, dear boy.
Yes.
Well, you're carrying around just money.
Yes.
Well,
we're going to
what else
play...
would I do?
Yes,
I
when
know
you-
nothing else.
When you died,
We're gonna play
yeah.
Win Cornelius Vanderbilt's money.
When
That's what we're
Cornelius
gonna play
Vanderbilt
right now.
died in 1877, 1 out of every $20 in circulation in the U.S. belonged to him. He had more money than the
Yes,
U.S.
you
He had
own
more
money.
than
You
the
are
US
money,
treasurer.
Cornelius.
See, he sobered up pretty quickly when he got to talk about how as rich his family used to be. It's pretty sobering when he's talking about how his great-great-great-grandfather had 1 out of every $20 and more money than the U.S. Treasury.
This is money from the vault of the Vanderbilt.
Right. No,
We
trust
will
me,
keep this.
There's nothing in the
Or
vault.
we will
of-
lose it.
I don't think there is a
This
vault.
is
of
for
the
your
Vanderbilt.
inheritance, dear
No, there is
boy.
no inheritance.
No, yeah, there
that
is
was made
none.
clear to me
His
very early
family
on.
spent it all, Commodore.
Had a stash in my tomb. Don't you worry, dear boy.
Okay.
Poor Anderson Cooper. His family blew through all the Vanderbilt money, and then he had to go work for the CIA and shill for CNN. And get drunk on New Year's Eve and get humped by Madonna. If he had that Vanderbilt money, Madonna wouldn't be humping him. He wouldn't be humped by Madam Expiration Date.
A glacial volcano in Iceland erupted. Was it 1821?
2021.
Or 2021? It was
My God.
1821.
Oh, it was 1821.
It was
Don't give it to
1821.
him. Yes.
No money. It's going back to the
I
tomb.
gotta say, in high def, great-great-great-great-grandfather,
Yes.
it's really frightening.
I know.
Yeah,
I
in
know.
HG.
Well,
which
he's
I-
right here.
No, I know.
That's your relative, sweetie. This is where you came
Wait
from.
till
I don't-
you
that-
get that
I do
age,
not.
dear Anderson.
He
Put
died
on
of
200
venereal
years.
excesses.
According to some accounts.
According to some accounts, well, first of all, how would you not know if there was a earthquake or volcano in Iceland, right? You're a newsman. You work at CNN. Yeah, it was definitely 2021. No, it wasn't. It was, I mean, you're not a historian, but you would know what current events happen. Well, I don't know what's going on in Iceland, right? And we don't know if he died of syphilis or not. There are conflicting accounts. Some say syphilis, some say chlamydia. We're not sure.
Can I just take
what
a
it
piece
brings
of
us
you?
to.
Can I just like...
Oh, please, yes. All in the family. Yes.
Right, all in the family.
there.
The Vanderbilts have a long history of taking pieces of other people, right? It's family history. Way to get your training in, Anderson. We knew you could do it.
All right. Coming up next. Are we wrapping out now?
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year. We are back, but we are celebrating the Central Time Zone, which
Yes.
has not happened yet.
So it's not the New Year yet.
After party, we're a little Liddy Lit.
Watch these people behind them, right? There's a couple of people dressed up like disco balls. And there's, various outfits, tambourines and things. And they're only going when the cameras are on, right? They paid these people to make it look like a party. And the reporters, Don Lemons and Allison Camarada, are too drunk to notice anyway.
Are you lit? Are you lit?
I'm a little litty.com, a little bit.
Are you? You understood the assignment. I called this lady up and I said, can you do blue sequins? And you?
Listen, I just wanted to make sure that America still knows that I'm still looking for a husband.
Oh,
I think
wow.
they've got the message.
What do you think? The girls are out.
I think.
And you understood the assignment. You are a mix of me and her.
Well, I've done a lot of outfit changes.
True.
As you know, today I was the Cher.
How about that Anderson and Andy?
I think the word you're looking for there is shill, not share. You were the shill today. You were, like every day on CNN.
Wow. That man was not playing. He did not like de Blasio, okay? He was very happy. Wait, do they always swear in a mayor on live television on New Year's Eve?
I don't know. I don't want to get into that. I just thought they were amazing.
That was what I did like is that he brought a picture of the mother and the champ in the
Yes.
Lucy glass. I love black people. What a moment.
Speaking of, you and I had a black people conversation and got a little.
Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna get in trouble for that. I didn't do it.
We're having we're having a sleep party here. This has been one hell of a 2 years, and we're just having a good time.
All right, this video took me way longer, and it went way longer than I thought it was going to go. It's just a mess. And, when you go to like a work party and you get drunk, everyone gets drunk, and stuff happens there, and it's sort of like this whatever happens in Vegas type of thing. Because you have your work persona and your work brand and your work mask that you put on, not, a COVID mask, but like an artificial branding mask that you put on. And then you go to a party and then all these things disappear and you behave differently. It's always there. It's always there for everybody, at work. And so it's like not a good idea. And I haven't taken a drink of alcohol since I was like 25. So that's, over 30 years ago. And, I hadn't had a drink in years. Like I just, it faded away from my life. Didn't like alcohol. Stopped using any kind of drugs and things like this. And since that time, doing the heartfulness meditation where the spiritual condition and godly energy you receive, the intoxication, because you can have these wonderful blissed out experiences from the sittings in the heartfulness system. Not all of them. Some of them are restless. Some of them are cleaning sittings. Some of your meditations, but some of them, as many of you who have tried the system know, are unbelievably intoxicating on a blissful level, but it's very subtle. And there's no hangover. You feel better moving forward, right? Maybe there's some, like the hangover comes first because you get some grossness cleaned out. I've talked about this in past videos. And, the more subtle you get, the more things are enjoyable, the more you can appreciate. There's times I do the heartfulness meditation and I walk outside and, everything looks greener. Like the outdoors is like more beautiful and like I just more grateful for life. I just have this sort of sense of well-being, and alcohol and drugs impairs all that stuff. And it's just part of our society. When you see TV shows and movies, you see old people, 60, 70, 80-year-old characters having martinis when they go to lunch, right? In every movie you see, there's, every party, every New Year's Eve celebration, there's always alcohol. It's expected that you drink, and it's supposed to make it better. And the reason is it would suck otherwise. Like when you're sober, there was a time where I was drinking a lot, using drugs in college. And, I lived above a bar, these kind of dive college bars that were around there. And I stopped drinking and I started eating macrobiotic food, which is some sort of, I think it comes from Japan, and it definitely comes from Japan. And it was the first idea where I got that you could fix anything with your diet. I was just feeling run down. I was working a couple different jobs. I used to open up a town building, so I'd get up at 4:35 in the morning. Some nights I'd go out the night before and drink, be out till like 12 or 1, and then get up early in the morning and go open up this building. And I was working a couple other part-time jobs and going to school full-time, and I was supposed to redshirt and play at this, college basketball team. That was like, something that was a possibility, but I didn't have enough time. But I was playing a lot of basketball, so I was physically worn out. And so I stopped all that stuff and started to eat healthy foods. My brother was doing this diet. And then I went to bars, and I'm like, oh, my God, it's horrible here. And, talking to people, you're like a rocket scientist. Like, everyone's so dumbed down. They're like little children almost. And, go to a place sober where everyone else is drunk. And that's why people drink at these things, because otherwise they're pointless and they suck, right? Drinking makes them cool. Like, drinking makes them, wow, this is great, because it's not great, And when you get drunk like this and you behave like this and you're a professional journalist, you lose credibility. You're supposed to have this image, and I know the image is fake, but at least, it's some image of professionalism, and you're a public figure. When they go do this, like, they embarrass themselves, but it doesn't matter because CNN embarrasses themselves every night, right? And this is just, a small part of it. Only spirituality will save this world. It's Paul Romano, definitely reporting from the Apocalaughs and the Ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.